Application is ready to go for the year 2020. Adriana Cotero has full details.
Half a day, everyone, and good evening. 75 years after the end of World War II, the first war claims are slated to be paid out as Governor Lulian Guerrero signs Bill 181 into law this morning. Chris Barnett reports.
Closure. 75 years after the Japanese occupation of Guam ended, Banumku survivors will see war claims paid by the end of January after Governor Lulian Guerrero signs Bill 181 into law. The law creating a local program to pay out war reparations to survivors of the wartime occupation of Guam using lapsed funds from GovGuam's budget. And according to Adelup, the payments will eventually be reimbursed by the federal government. Dozens of survivors were on hand for the bill's signing, including survivor Selena Gonzalez.
Very happy. I'm very, very pleased and happy. Thank you, Governor, and thank you for everybody that are here today.
Some survivors expressed gratitude that they'll receive the long-awaited payments, but they're not forgetting those who passed before those payments became a reality. Survivor Inky Gumatautau.
And too many people died that they cannot even use these things. Lucky that we're still alive and able to receive it.
Survivor Isabella Munya Duenas.
It's kind of late, but as long as we get what we deserve, fine with me. And I'm glad that, the senator and the governor, they're doing what they're supposed to do.
The survivor Diana Meno San Nicolas of Malolo sharing her story.
I was only 7 days old when Guam liberated. And I was born in a cave. Before I applied for this, I asked, do you think I'm qualified to apply? Because I was just an infant. I was told, yes, you were qualified. So I'm thankful.
The governor telling KUAM she's still rooting for Congressman Michael San Nicolas' Congressional War Claims Measure H.R. 1365 to pass, although our delegate reportedly called the governor's local war claims bill a sham.
It is not a sham. It is now law.
The governor, flanked by Democratic senators and Minority Leader Will Castro, spoke briefly before signing the bill into law. A key factor, an agreement between GovGuam and the U.S. Department of Treasury that would ensure local payments of federally adjudicated war claims are reimbursed. And according to the Magahaga, Treasury has got the memo.
They are reviewing it, and they'll give it back to us, I think, by early next week, signed.
The governor reiterated that she wants to have the first claims checks cut by the end of the month, and she said she wants to make the process as simple as she can for survivors.
I just asked them in UMCU to hold on to their adjudication claim letter. They have the claimant number there, and they would also have the amount that they're supposed to have. So hang on to that, because we will be asking you to bring that to locally, bring that to us. And once we get that, we'll process it through with the U.S. Treasury, and then we will cut the check.
The governor said she's still hoping San Nicolas' H.R. 1365 will pass, saying that if it does, war claims payments using Section 30 funds set aside by the feds will be drawn down upon until all payments are made. The signing of Bill 181 comes just days before San Nicolas' congressional address at the legislature. We asked Duenas what survivors thought about the fighting over 181 and 1365, and if she thought San Nicolas, who has vehemently opposed the local effort, would be upset by it being signed into law.
That's just, something politics. But, if only they take time and, to think it over, I'm pretty sure that they'll come with the same solution.
Do you think the congressman's going to be upset?
Well, probably, but, what can we do?
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Congressman San Nicolas' speech will take place Monday, 4 p.m. at the Guam Congress Hall. You can watch the live stream of it on our Facebook page. He denied most of the allegations, but admitted to just arguing with a woman and drinking in Dededo. 66-year-old Nicholas Isaac was arrested on the 30th on charges of family violence and resisting arrest. The victim alleged Isaac was really drunk when he was talking to her about money he had lent out. Court documents stating he grabbed her head and slammed it into the door, then threw her to the ground and began punching her with both fists. He got up and left, and she stayed on the ground a few minutes, feeling dizzy. before calling 911. When police tried to speak to Isaac, he turned away and allegedly said no. Police had to grab and restrain him while he resisted. Meanwhile, the victim was transported to the Guam Memorial Hospital for treatment. An oversight hearing of the Guam Police Department scheduled for this hour has been postponed. Oversight Chair Senator Pito Terlahi said the oversight hearing was at the request of Vice Speaker Talina Nelson, although he had planned to discuss several issues as well.
We have to work with the Mayor's Council, right? To not only to address the different crimes that is being committed in the northern area, like Jigu and Derido, but also the trashing, to really enforce the trashing, within certain areas in Derido and Jigu.
On the agenda for the hearing, crime rates and solutions to address crime on Guam, the unsolved Mangilaw murder of Juan Ugan, drug-related crime, and the disbanding of the Mandanya Drug Task Force. Mandanya was a multi-agency task force responsible for the seizure of ice and drug proceeds. It was quickly disbanded when the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration took office. Senator Terlahi tells KUAM he is concerned about rumors he's heard about Mandanya, so we asked him if he had another solution to combat what the governor has called a drug epidemic.
Stephen Ignacio was confirmed. I told him to kind of just upgrade the narcotics division and have them take care of it and have somebody that specializes in drug enforcement instead of the Mandana.
There has been no word on when the hearing will be rescheduled. Vice Speaker Talina Nelson, in the meantime, will be holding another town hall meeting in the village of Jotnya to hear from constituents about public safety and community welfare. Since his September arraignment hearing, Jotnya Mayor Jesse Blas has been behind bars pending his trial in February. He faces charges related to bribery and extortion. He's accused of accepting bribes from a confidential informant posing as a drug trafficker. He allegedly allowed that informant to use cluster boxes in his village to smuggle in meth. He has pleaded not guilty. Mayor's Council of Guam Executive Director Angel Sablan was with the Vice Speaker at the first town hall meeting, which was held on the 18th of December.
The people, at least that were there, they're split. Some are still behind the mayor, and some, of course, now she say, hey, we want a mayor, and we want a mayor now. We can't no longer wait. There's concerns about, the kids are getting out of school, they're on vacation now, what are they going to be doing, who do the parents turn to if they want some things to happen, like, programs that keep the kids busy. But basically it's just that they feel that Jotnya has no leader, and, they want one.
After that first town hall meeting, Vice Speaker Nelson introduced legislation calling for a recall election of the Jotnya mayor. The second town hall meeting is scheduled for next Tuesday, the 7th at 7 p.m. at the Jotnya Community Center. Well, many of you may have probably seen the video circulating on your chat groups or on social media. The person who recorded the video alleges that Kasulas Tamuning was repackaging outdated meat to sell it as fresh. The Tamuning store has issued an official statement in response to the viral video stating it is completely inaccurate and misleading. Quote, the health and safety of our customers is extremely important to us, and we continually do our best to ensure we offer fresh and safe meat products. The meat product being wrapped in the video is not expired, but was being re-wrapped due to excess moisture in the trays, a common industry practice to ensure product quality. When the product is rewrapped, the original sell-by date is not changed, and the original date is maintained to ensure the integrity of the product. They add, we have also reached out to the local health inspector on this matter to ensure transparency. The U.S. military is beefing up its presence in the Middle East amid rising tensions between the U.S. and Iran. According to reports out of Baghdad, the Iraqi government says 3 missiles hit cars at the city's airport. Natalie Brand reports from the Pentagon.
CBS News confirmed the U.S. conducted a strike at the Baghdad International Airport in Iraq. According to Iraqi state TV, KUAM Soleimani, the head of a branch of Iran's Revolutionary Guard, was killed in the attack, as well as several others. Soleimani, a powerful Iranian general, has been a key planner behind many of Iran's military operations throughout the Middle East. Neither U.S. nor Iranian officials have confirmed his death. On Thursday, U.S. troops with the 82nd Airborne Division arrived in Kuwait following 2 days of violent protests at the embassy in Baghdad. An additional 3,000 are on alert and preparing to deploy to the region.
It's not a show of force. It's a reinforcing capability that we can employ not just in Iraq but throughout the region.
Speaking to reporters off camera, Defense Secretary Mark Esper said there are indications militias loyal to Iran are planning further attacks.
Do I think they may do something? Yes, and they will likely regret it.
Iranian-backed demonstrators stormed the U.S. Embassy's perimeter on Tuesday, setting fires, throwing rocks, and destroying a reception building at the sprawling compound. The protesters dismantled their camp and moved on, but they left behind damaged buildings and heightened tensions.
There's going to be a debate in the Iraqi parliament about whether the U.S. military should go home or not. That was the deal to get the protesters to withdraw.
Tensions in Iraq rose after the U.S. blamed Iranian-backed Shia militias for killing an American contractor in a missile strike on an Iraqi base late last month. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Arlington, Virginia.
In addition to the 82nd Airborne, the Pentagon is deploying 3 Marine amphibious ships to the Persian Gulf as reinforcements in case they are needed. Stay tuned. We are back with more news after the break.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. The Guam Department of Education has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Guam National Olympic Committee to provide program support to GDOE's new Interscholastic Sports Association. The MOU was signed on Friday between GNOC President Ricardo Blas, Superintendent John Fernandez, and ISA Acting Program Coordinator Al Garrido. The GNOC will begin providing support in mid-January with a program titled Developing a Healthy Understanding of a Balanced Student-Athlete's Lifestyle to middle and high school coaches, athletic directors, and administrators participating in ISA's third and fourth quarter sports. The first training session is scheduled for the 18th at GDOE's headquarters in Tiedzin. Similar in-class presentations with high school sports athletes will be held throughout the remainder of this school year. The Guam Education Board last year voted to separate GDOE from the IIAAG. The new policy went into effect this month. Guam Department of Education, in the meantime, held a 2-day training for all teacher assistants and instructional program aides right before classes resume. The training included team-building exercises that offered supplemental instructions on how to better help teachers and ultimately help students. The training is under the Improving Student Learning and Achievement Adjudante project that is in response to students that require immediate intervention with behavioral and learning skills. Program coordinator Felix Chaco says typically past trainings were conducted in-house, but now they have instructional experts to coach the aides.
The main thing I hope they can take away from this is to learn something new. Like have those aha moments, which they've discussed, like, oh, I didn't know that I had to be confidential when it comes to a student. I can't just post a student's picture without a media release and so forth. Oh, I didn't know that there was actually a way I could teach someone who doesn't know to actually read, whether it be phonemic awareness, whether it be fluency and so forth. So we have like I said, we have our SPED and our reading specialist that's here to give these guys learning strategies.
The training was held over the past 2 days in Tietzen and was made possible by the consolidated grant funding under Title V. According to Chaco, there were over 90 attendees present. Well, it is the start to a new year and also the end of major installations for the Department of Education. KUAM's Adriano Cotero reports.
We have our hands full, but we're really looking forward to the semester.
Looking forward to the start of 2020. That also marks the end of the Guam Department of Education's 6-year strategic plan.
This is a 6-year plan that identified particular goals of the department. One of our biggest goals was ensuring that all students were college and career ready. So we actually have used that particular plan to kind of streamline and align all of the activities of the Department of Education.
Sanchez says once the plan is publicized, then GDOE will ask for input from the community on the past 6 years and use it as objectives for the future years to come.
When we go out into the community, what we want to actually ask for and solicit is information about not just how the Department of Education is doing, but what should be our strategic vision for the next 5 years. What are some of the things that they want us to focus on? What are some of the priorities that we believe the community has? And as well as any recommendations that they think we might be able to either implement or use as we work towards that vision.
Year 2020 is also the end of one of the department's largest 3-year consolidated grants that provides $30 million federal dollars each year.
This year is the last year of a 3-year grant, so we're going to be starting to write that new one that is coming out with US Ed.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Also from GDOE, the agency is reminding students, parents, and teachers of the upcoming Makeup Day schedule. Students at Agata Johnston Middle School and Orat Chalan Pago Elementary will be returning to classes from Christmas break on Monday, the 6th, and that is, again, for those schools only. Meanwhile, students at all other schools will return to class on Tuesday, the 7th, due to the Makeup Day for all schools. For additional school-specific information, you're urged to contact your child's school directly. And with regional headlines, here's KSPN 2 News.
Hafa Guam, here are the headlines for CNMI. Bail is set at $50,000 for a male that is charged with sexual abuse of a minor in the 2nd degree. Today in courtroom of Judge Wesley Bogdan, 28-year-old Justin Babauda Pangilinan had a bail hearing. Court documents state on October 9th, an employee from Dr. Rita Hokog Enos Jr. Senior High School on Rota reported to the Department of Public Safety that there was sexual contact between Pangilinan and the 15-year-old female minor. Investigation showed communication between Pangilinan and the minor through social media, and that the two were neighbors on Rota. Pangilinan asked the minor to hide the relationship from her parents. Pangilinan admitted to officers that he had engaged in sexual contact with the minor. A preliminary hearing is set for January 10th at 2:30 p.m. and an arraignment is scheduled for February 10th at 9 a.m. According to court documents, 44-year-old Emerita Camacho and 43-year-old Carlene Faisal issued bad checks to 8 different establishments from October 23, 2019 to December 11th. Camacho would write checks to food establishments or gas stations, claiming to work for either the governor, mayor, or FEMA, where Faisal would pick up the food, claiming to be Camacho's secretary. The checks would be for a larger amount than owed for the food or items, and the establishment would give the remainder of the check back in cash. Camacho would give Faisal $40 in cash and put $20 in gas in Faisal's car after leaving the restaurant. Bank records reveal that Camacho also issued 34 additional bad checks between September 30th, 2019 and December 5th, in which police are trying to identify the recipients. The checks totaled to $12,395. Camacho's account has been closed since September 4th, 2019. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for Camacho and Faisal for January 9th at 1:30 p.m., and an arraignment is scheduled for February 10th at 9 a.m. For more news, visit SaipanTV.com. For KSPN2 News, I'm Ashley McDowell.
Thanks, Ashley. Stay tuned. Sports is coming up next.
Adulting isn't so hard when you have a mobile plan that lets you live your best life now. With Docomo Pacific's Gen Z Club, pay as low as $50 a month when you bring your own phone. Get endless access to your favorite apps like Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and more. Plus endless local talk, text, and 15 gigabytes of data for everything else. Everything you need to live your best life. Join the Gen Z Club today. Some conditions apply. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
All right, this week's Athlete of the Week, Southern High School wrestler Aisha Tapasna, and winning your second All-Island gold medal this season for your high school career. But walk us back and tell us how you got that fight and that drive and determination early in your life.
I went through a lot when I was young. I've always had that motivation from my parents to always just keep going and to never stop. Because I refuse to lose. I don't want to lose. I always want to be on top. And
cancer survivor. Let's talk about that battle early in your life.
Okay. When I was 5, I was diagnosed with ganglioneoblastoma, which is actually a tumor next to my heart. It was like the size of my fist, and I had no idea like what I was going through at the time. But it was pretty serious. And then when I was 7, I was diagnosed with leukemia. And that's as I got older, it was just like I realized that, this is real. Like, I'm going through this and I need to fight. I need to keep fighting.
First time you got taste for wrestling, it was stateside, but you were training alongside boys. You weren't able to step onto the mat until attending Teason High, where you took the 107-pound title for the All-Island meet. And transferring over to Southern High, how has that been?
It was awesome. I love it there. It's very, people are very nice, and the hospitality there. Yeah.
So going undefeated your junior season, and now at Southern High, finishing this year's season undefeated as well, taking gold in the 112-pound division, but also winning Southern High's first ever team title for the girls division.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to motivate the girls to do that as their captain, and it was amazing. I wasn't expecting it really, but it was the best thing that's happened to me, honestly. One of the best things.
4 girls taking gold, another 4 girls getting on the podium. Talk about the team and how this year's girls team was able to pull off that championship win.
We are like a whole hype train. So once we get on the mat, everyone's like in it, and they're just like motivating each other and cheering each other on. Everyone sees it. I mean, I think we're like the most hyped team in the league. Yeah.
Your coach has been a big part in the team's success, and how has that been? Just buying into what he was preaching and seeing the success you guys had this season.
he was part of the big hype train. Honestly, he's always, motivating us and telling us we can do it, and to never tell ourselves that we can't do it, because honestly we could. And we just kept that mindset, a strong mind, and we did it.
You definitely have to have that fight within yourself. So what advice do you have to any other student athletes out there that may be going through something in life, having set a goal for yourself and just continue to push forward and, being able to achieve that?
I know it sounds cliche, but to honestly never give up. And to motivate yourself and to never stop, because when you need to tell yourself, I want to be on top. It's not always I just want to be in it to be in it. You always want to keep telling yourself to be on top. Yeah.
Who do you want to donate your check to?
I will be donating my check to Make-A-Wish Foundation.
The KUAM Podcast Network is on demand and available anytime for you to get your fill of the hottest topics from Teen KUAM.
These types of things are happening.
From news.
He has been in and out of jail since 2012.
To pop culture.
There's a bunch of people even saying now this is the greatest movie of all time.
That's crazy.
Health and nutrition.
We're putting all these chemicals into our body, all these preservatives, and down the line we have health issues.
Food.
I'm very passionate about really good food.
Nostalgic playlists and everything in between.
This guy has worked with Justin Bieber, DJ Khaled, Chance the Rapper.
The amount of fangirling right now that's happening inside this body is crazy.
So listen up whenever and wherever, and subscribe and follow us today on SoundCloud, on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify or your favorite podcast platform.
Welcome back. Before we close out the show, here is your birthday shout-outs.
We got some happy birthdays to do on this January 3rd, so Kyra Hope Salas celebrates birthday number 2, and your family says happy second birthday to our unicorn princess. Sil Munya also has a birthday, and coming from your husband, daughters, and grandkids, they wish you the very best happy birthday wishes. Eugene Cruz, happy birthday to EJ. Enjoy your day, my big boy. We love you to infinity and beyond. XOXO, says the fam dad. And happy birthday, lucky number 7, to Sophie Ariana Duenas. Happy birthday, princess. Hope you have a great day. We love you, mommy, daddy, and your brothers. And we also have a belated birthday wish. This goes to Miyukiko, otherwise known as Koku, Chargalov Kostelny. Happy birthday to the first Guamanian female pilot. The whole Gualafon family gives their love and wishes on your special day. Love you. Say mom, dad, and your family. That is awesome, and you guys are awesome. So happy birthday, each and every one of you.
You can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. And, of course, it's time to announce the winner of a yummy Cold Stone Creamery cake. Congratulations to Terry Angoko, who celebrated her birthday on New Year's. A representative from Cold Stone will be contacting you to tell you how you can pick up your cake. And that's going to do it for me here on Primetime. Stay tuned. Extras next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Green Energy Solutions, Inc. Visit GESIGuam.com or call 647-8111 for more details on how we can help your business save money.
Oh, Christmas tree, please make sure you dispose properly of your Christmas tree. Hi, and happy holidays, everybody. Happy New Year. I'm Jason Salas, and thanks so much for tuning in to Extra. My dear friend Christine Farron from Forestry and Wildlife Division of...
Forestry and Soil Resources Division.
Thank you, because, you know, your LinkedIn profile is like 2 pages on it on itself and everything.
I have one? I have
have to check
Yeah.
that then.
But you know, a very, very long title, very good work that you do for Guam and everything, and a very important thing that you're here today to talk about.
Right. So from the Guam Department of Agriculture, we're really pleased to be able to offer the community a free Christmas tree chipping opportunity. So if you're not
shredding.
Sure, no, it chips it down all the way down to mulch.
Right.
So, you know, if you bring your Christmas tree and you decide that you'd like to take some of that fresh mulch home, you're more than welcome to do so.
Or you can just basically like leave it. I mean, mulch can be used for a variety of things itself.
Right.
But,
We're any chip that's left behind, we're going to be testing that for little fire ant and any other invasive species that might have embedded itself into your tree. And we're going to check it before we move that mulch anywhere across the island. And our goal is to be able to put that out at our Coastal Conservation Area off Cross Island Road and just lay it down on the trails and make it a little bit more pleasant, because we've had a lot of fires.
Yes,
and
we
so
have.
therefore a lot of the trails have become just really muddy and just,
okay,
yeah.
I do want to let's do like even though it's not even Tuesday, right? I want to do a
Okay.
throwback Tuesday, right? So we're hitting reverse gear. We did a live stream with you.
Yes.
Last year. What was that? 7 months ago? Six,
Feels
7
like it. I feel like we're coming right back to we're going to talk about it all over
Right,
again.
but we were on Cross Island Road, and that was
Yes.
maybe about a week after those devastating fires. I mean, the entire place right there, you know, we were about maybe like, what, 2 miles away from where the entrance to Notre Dame is. The place looked like a wasteland.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, it really didn't look like home, did it?
But you guys actually, like I mean, you know, by the grace of Mother Nature, you know, there was a lot of rain.
Right.
The fires actually mercifully stopped. But I mean, it looks again like the southern Guam that we're all used to down in Talafofo. It's green, the sakati, all the grass, it blows beautifully in the wind and everything like that. And that's a credit to you guys and your staff.
Well, it's the fighting that fire that was definitely, you know, Guam Forestry and the Guam Fire Department working together. But the aftermath, that waiting for the next growth to come back in. Unfortunately, what we talked about even in that segment was the loss of the trees from that site. Even though it's covered in that beautiful grass, because I have wonderful photos of it flowering, even though it's covered in that grass, it's still not the preferred vegetation for the site, because the grasses that you see along our southern hillsides, they don't do very much for holding and retaining soil. And the soil is what we're really trying to protect. Because if we have healthy soils on Guam, we can have healthy native trees and continue to move towards a more sustainable island.
So it's not perfect right now, but kind of, at least for the moment, nature finds a way.
It's vegetated.
Yeah,
right.
so nature finds a way.
Yes.
See that, everybody? Jurassic Park was right.
But, you know, the number one goal here, though, is to prevent those fires.
Okay.
Because we discussed on that chat that all of our fires on Guam are human-caused fires. One way or another, they're intentionally set fires, which is the one that we're really going to be working towards addressing this coming year with investigation training. But we also have to address those accidental backyard fires. It's the well-intentioned, I didn't want to do anything to start a wildfire, but I wanted to clean my yard. It's that story that we need to address, because a number of our wildfires, a good majority of them from 2019, were those accidental escapes.
And I'm sure what you have, like this has bearing on the Christmas tree chipping program, because a lot of people might say, you know, it's easier if I just burn the tree. You know, the smell from the Douglas firs already went away. The leaves are just brown right now. You know, they're shedding all over the place and everything like that. It's easier if I just burn it. And then bad things happen to good people.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not just your home or your backyard that you run the risk of devastating should your backyard fire escape, but it's the greater community, the landscape, our waters, your homes. These are all things that can be impacted by what would seem like a minor deed turn into something pretty catastrophic. So we're offering a free Christmas tree chipping program. The tree is going to get a second life as mulch, and we'll apply that where needed.
Existentialism is in the house. Okay.
Right?
And we'll be right back with more with Mother Teresa here on KU. I'm just kidding. Okay, but as for this, can we talk about parameters? So are there any trees too small or too big? Is there any cost to this? And what time and where?
Well, we don't have a size limit for the Christmas trees, and so...
Because, you know, some Guamanians go crazy. They've got those big
trees. If we need to bring out the chainsaw, we'll take out our chainsaws, our forestry chainsaws, to address that.
But you will accommodate trees?
We will.
Okay.
Christmas trees.
Yeah.
So just at this time, we're only accepting the Christmas trees, and please keep them clean. So when you bring them out to the site, and by the way, it's it's right across from the Department of Agriculture, right off Dairy Road, and it's in one of our other nursery parking lot. So it's right across the street to the main compound. And you
can make sure to go on this YouTube video. I'm going to put like a little Google map in there so you guys can find Christine.
Thank you.
Just look for the woman with a really, really big smile and, saying half a day to everybody, and you found the place.
You gotta keep your positive spirits about you when we talk about wildfires, because even though there's this huge risk and danger involved, there's always the potential to have something done. And that means we're empowering all of our community members that you have the opportunity to prevent a wildfire. And that's something all of us can do by not burning.
Right, and this is completely free to the public, right?
Completely free. So
but they have to show up at a certain time.
It's between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. on the days, I'm going to look because I don't want to mess this up.
Oh, sure.
But so tomorrow is still running from January 3rd, 4th, and 6th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Basically, that's your Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're only going for one more week next week, mainly because we've got to get the crews ready for our dry season.
Okay.
And we don't want to overdo it with the chipper because it's behaving really well right now. We don't want that thing to go down on us.
Okay, knock on glass.
Right.
Because we don't have any wood. Well, we'll have wood when people bring the trees by. Hey.
But
like how I put that together. Okay.
Yeah.
How about if people, mulch is, as we were talking about, you can do so many things with it. It's so valuable. What if people just want to show up and they're like, are you guys giving away mulch, or is like volunteer? Can I just take some of that off your hands?
Great, yes.
Okay.
So people who are bringing in their trees, they get first dibs. So if they decide they want to take some mulch, we'll write them down and give them about a 30-minute turnaround because we chip the tree, and then we're going to check it for a little fire ant. And we also have the Biosecurity Division at Guam Department of Agriculture provided these little kits. It's basically peanut butter stick and instructions, and
I like that.
Right, it's simple, but it's an easy way to detect if you have little fire ant on your property.
Okay.
So this Christmas tree chipping program is a way to address both a wildfire concern and also a invasive species concern.
Okay, you know what? If you can even believe it, our 8 minutes are up and everything like that. So good to see you as always. Happy holidays. And you have made my day because we have talked about being good stewards of the environment, being good Guamanians, and we talked about peanut butter. So
that's amazing.
You're now my favorite person in the world. All right. Well, best to you and your family.
Happy New Year.
All right. Happy New Year to you too. And please stay tuned because we are back after this.
We are Guam, but what does it mean? The shape, symbolic of the proa's strength and innovation. It's the foundation of our character, our collective smile and open arms. The layers, representing values of the Chamorro. Respeto Dzan Inapamalik, echoing through generations